Budu Saranai. Let me welcome all our Dhamma friends to the Binara Poya Dhamma talk that we are organized today. So we have with us our Venerable Tero, Venerable Satindriya, but of course more commonly everyone refers to as Bhante Sati. The topic today is on Sati Sampajañña, which means beyond Samma Sati, and Sati, of course, is mindfulness. So there is a very important event that is, of course, the Poya today, where the Binara full moon Poya day, which is of special significance as the Bhikkhuni Sasana was established by Lord Buddha in India on this special Poya day. So as you know, the Binara Poya falls during the Vasana rainy season, which is now on, which starts, of course, on Asala Poya, when bhikkhus are confined to their abodes for 3 months. Now, the first bhikkhuni was Maha Prajapati Gautami, sister of the mother of Buddha, Queen Mahamaya Devi. So I think this is of very special significance. And of course, in Sri Lanka, the Bhikkhuni Sasana was established when Sanghamitra Mahateri arrived with the sapling of the Sri Mahabodhi tree to Sri Lanka. So this is, of course, the special significance of today. And today, as I said, we have a very important topic that is, of course, Sati Sampajañña. And we have a very erudite Buddhist monk, which we refer to, or as I said earlier, most of them, because of the easy pronunciation and the short term, and Bhante Sati, but Bhante Sati is really Venerable Satindriya. So we are very fortunate, and I must pay merit to Bhante for accepting our invitation. The invitation was, of course, given by our committee member who is based in Winnipeg, Mr. Senaka Samarasinghe, but today, due to certain personal commitments, he is unable to come, but he was able to contact Bhante. And this is the second time that Bhante is here with us. Last year too, Bhante was here and delivered the talk. So as you know, the Zoom connection has enabled us to go worldwide, where after the COVID, where we have continued this process. And as a result, I think there is great benefit to all who are participating in our Dhamma talks. So briefly, just to maybe introduce our very erudite and learned speaker, Bhante Sati, as I said, is Venerable Satindriya. His spiritual journey commenced in a very young age, culminating in his ordination at the age of 19, and of course within the Theravada tradition in Sri Lanka. As a dedicated bhikkhu, he embraced the monastic life, immersing himself in rigorous practice while compassionately guiding individuals from all walks of life, drawing from the profound teachings of Buddhism. He has helped countless peoples on their spiritual paths. In 1999, he transitioned to the role of a meditation teacher and moved to Southfield, Michigan, making the beginning of a transformative chapter, traveling throughout the United States and Canada. He generously shared the wisdom of meditation, mindfulness practices, and the Dhamma, while also leading transformating retreats that left a lasting impact. So we are very fortunate that Bhante Sati has accepted our invitation. And in 2003, when Satindriya settled in Minnesota, where with the support of his community, he established the triple gem of the North Mankato, Minnesota. His teachings on meditation and mindfulness have enriched many communities across the state through retreats, talks, and workshops. Some of the notable places in Minnesota where Venerable Satindriya has shared his wisdom includes the meditation teacher at the Carleton College, Northfield, Minnesota, guiding teacher at the Triple Gem of the North Mankato, Minnesota, a guiding teacher at Chaska Mindfulness Center, guiding teacher at Metta Meditation Center, teacher and speaker at various locations in the Twin Cities. So throughout this journey, when Satindra has received numerous invitations to teach and has founded multiple centers across the US. And also, I think the present, he's the founder and guiding teacher of Triple Gem of the North, Mankato, Minnesota, founder of Oklahoma Buddhist Vihara, Oklahoma, founder and guiding teacher of the Mindfulness Center, Chaska, Minnesota, founder and guiding teacher of Metta Meditation Center, founding and guiding teacher of the Mindfulness Center in Boulder, Colorado. So Venerable Santindyo has always been passionate about uncovering the common threads that unite all Buddhist traditions, and of course has been involved in the meditation and transformative tool. So we are very thankful to Bhante Sati for accepting our invitation, because the International Dhamma program caters both to Sri Lankans as well as many of our Dhamma friends in overseas countries. And I must also thank all of them for taking their time and attending our Dhamma sessions. And I must also thank many of them who have contributed for some of our projects. I think the latest one is the gift of the Tripitaka books in English medium, which has been undertaken by Bhante Sujato from the Sutta Central, and many of our Dhamma friends have contributed, and let me thank them for their generous gifts that they have given. And these books will be donated to the Sri Lankan Pirivanas, and they will be able to make use of it. So with those introductions, I would now invite Bhante Sati to deliver Pansil. And also, we thought that we will have a short meditation, because Bhante is involved in the meditation for a long period of time and is someone who is very well experienced in it. And thereafter, Bhante will deliver the Dhamma talk. So may I invite Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Please say Namo Tassa
Namo
Bhagavata.
Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Buddhang Gacchami.
Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Tutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Yampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Anagamanang Sampunnang.
Ambante.
Anatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Panatipata Viramane Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Innadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Innadana Viramane Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Amen. Kamesu miccācārā veramani sikkāpadang samādhiyāmi.
Kamesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Savādā veramani sikkāpadang samādhiyāmi.
Savādā veramani sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Brāmēraya majjapamādāṭṭhānā veramani sikkāpadang samādhiyāmi.
Puramire majjapamādāṭṭhānā veramani sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Saranena sadding panchasilang dhammang sadhukang surakkhitāng katva appamadena sampadeta.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Dear Dhamma friends, we are here to investigate and practice Dhamma on this Binara full moon day. First of all, I would like to say thank you for Mr. Lakshman and also Mr. Seneka for inviting me for this wonderful meritorious act. And also I would like to thank you for continuously doing this service for worldwide Buddhist community. As a Buddhist practitioner, we have to recognize the significance behind our practice. This is a full moon day. Now, full moon day is the spiritual day for us, for Buddhist. We are doing a lot of spiritual activities on this day. But especially, we are using this day to develop our spirituality, to purify our mind, and finding the way to cultivate our inner peace into the awakening, as how Buddha have mentioned, as how Buddha has guided. So it is time to think about why do we say we are as Buddhist. So before I guide meditation, I like to share one of my personal story. Mr. Lakshman, when I was when I was a boy and who was attending at the school at that time, I think I was in about grade 8 or grade 9. I was waiting at a bus stop to get into the school bus, but I missed the school bus on that day. Then I got into a public bus. There I happened to meet a woman who has traveled to Sri Lanka from England. At that time, I could not speak English very well. So, but I wanted to use the few words I knew at that time. I got close to her. I reached to her and I asked, what's the time? Even though I knew the time, I asked her, what is the time? She spoke in Sri Lankan language, in Sinhalese. I was surprised. Then now we got into a conversation. But the first question she asked me, are you Buddhist? I said, yes. Then she asked me, do you practice meditation? I said, no. Then next, she said, how come you claim you as a Buddhist if you are not practicing meditation? As a young boy, I was starting to think about it. Then 2 years later, I had a hike in the area that where she was reciting to practice meditation. It was the Nilamba Meditation Center in Galaha. So after we hiked Hantana mountain and we stopped by at that place, since we knew the teacher there, and then I met that woman that day, again, 2 years later, and she explained to me how much meditation has helped her to overcome her health matter. She has been diagnosed with a cancer. At that time, doctors has mentioned she's going to die in 6 months. But she came to Sri Lanka by thinking of dying in Sri Lanka secretly without telling anybody. Then, but 8 months later, she found out still she is alive, and she went back England to for her medical checkup to check why she's not still why she's still alive. Then she found out that meditation has helped her to cure her cancer. But then it was almost cured, and she came back to Sri Lanka again. She said, and then 2 years later, she went back to England and to get another medical checkup. At that time, doctors found out cancer is completely gone. According to her, her cancer has healed through meditation. Then as a young boy, I was thinking, oh, we are not using the real value of meditation, or we are not getting real benefit of Buddhist practice. Then I wanted to cultivate my mind, get to know more about mind, myself. That's how I was introduced to meditation. So now I'm still stuck with that question. How come you claim you are Buddhist if you are not practicing meditation? When I'm looking at our Buddhist community, we are looking for knowledge, really not for the practice. Without the practice, knowledge doesn't do anything. Knowledge is not, knowledge cannot do anything without the practice regarding the teachings of the Buddha. Therefore, I like to invite everybody to have practice short meditation. And I would invite you to sit down properly with a straightened back. I'm going to guide you for short meditation. Just sit wherever you are. If you can sit on the floor, that would be the best. And come to the posture, come to the sitting posture with crossed-legged. But it is very important to you to have a straightened back. Now drop your hands, drop your shoulders in front of your body, maybe on your lap. Now gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Again, take a deep breath. Let it go. Feel your body. Feel how you have placed your body. Allow you to be relaxed. You are free from all the obligations and responsibilities at this very moment. Allow your mind to be free. Again, take a deep breath. Let it go. Now allow your body to breathe naturally. Notice a place to observe your breath. It can be your upper lip or tip of the nose. It can be your inside the nose, your chest, or your stomach. Select a place to observe your breath. Now keep your attention there. Allow your body to breathe naturally. Observe your present breath. Breathe in mindfully, breathe out mindfully. When your mind wanders, notice it gently and mindfully. Bring your attention back onto present breath. Observe this breath. Do not involve yourself with thoughts, pain, or sensations. When your mind engage with anything, just notice it gently and mindfully. Bring your attention back onto present breath. Observe this breath. Take a deep breath. Let your body relax. Open your eyes mindfully. Noble friends, I hope you had a good meditation time. Even though you claim that as a not good meditation, I'm sure you may know what did happen to you during that 10 minutes. What happened to you? What happened to your mind? And what did happen to your body during that time? Now let us start the Dhamma talk. Now Dhamma talk means simply the talk which is helping you to understand or realize the Dhamma, which means the Buddhist teachings is about cultivating our mind or purifying our mind. According to the Buddha, original state of our mind is pure and radiant. But our mind has polluted by or dulled by the activities or the qualities which has come from outside. That's how we have become who we are. So therefore, in this journey of practice, what we are doing, we are trying to purify our mind. All the spiritual practices are helping us to purify our mind. Now, what that meaning of purifying? The purifying means it goes with the start with the self-reflection. The reflecting is helping us to see who we are, recognize who we are, and also it letting us to understand how I can improve myself. Let me remind you another story from the Buddhist text. I think most of you remember the sutta name Ambalattika Rahulovada Sutta. If I brief that the Dhamma point in that sutta, one day when Buddha was walking by Venerable Rahula's room, Buddha happened to notice a mirror inside Venerable Rahula's room. Then Buddha stopped. And then he asked Rahula, Venerable Rahula, Rahula, what is the use of the mirror? What's the use of the mirror? Venerable Rahula replied, mirror to reflect my face. If I happen to have something on my face, the mirror is reflecting me to pointing that out. Then I can purify my face. I'm sure you all are using mirror in the morning. Before you go out, you look at yourself on the mirror. What does mirror do? Mirror doesn't do anything, instead reflecting you back. But if you happen to have a bad mirror, that bad mirror cannot reflect. Now, mindfulness, just like a reflection skill. If you have well-established mindfulness, mindfulness is not about justifying or not about analyzing or not about describing. Mindfulness is about reflecting, according to the Buddha. Now let me go back to the story, the sutta. Then Buddha said to Venerable Rahula, Rahula, the mirror is reflecting your face. It is helping you to clean your face. And Buddha said to Venerable Rahula, Rahula, use the mindfulness in the same way. Use mindfulness to reflect your thoughts, your words, verbal actions, and your activities. Let mindfulness to reflect it. And if you need to readjust those things, purify your thoughts, verbal actions, words, and activities by seeing through mindfulness. Now, this is the base of the basic of the Buddhist practice. We are using mindfulness to reflect ourselves. Now, what is happening when we happen to see that reflection? Think about our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts. When we happen to have any emotions, really emotions are hijacking ourselves. Emotion makes the decisions. It is directing ourselves. It is controlling our entire body, our actions. Our thoughts is supporting those emotions to exist. But if you happen to have mindfulness, what would you do? How does mindfulness can help you or support you? Mindfulness will help you to recognize the emotion as it is. The emotion as it is. Once when you happen to recognize the emotions as what it is, then you would stop reacting. Then you stop fighting, reacting, or even justifying. You are seeing things as it is. Seeing things as it is. Seeing emotion as an emotion. Feeling as a feeling. That is what we call mindfulness. We are not talking about your justifications or your descriptions or the way how you are seeing it. We are not saying it's a good or bad. Simply, we are recognizing that as what it is. And also, as a Buddhist practitioner, it is important to us to see something as not good or bad. As an example, anger is not a bad, frustration is not a bad, and jealousy is not a bad. As a mindful person, as a meditator, you are seeing jealousy as jealousy, frustration as frustration, anger as anger, compassion as compassion, generosity as generosity, not something either good or bad. You are seeing things as it is. Once you are see things as it is, the next step would be you are able to see what is underneath. How that particular thing is arising and passing away. What is the beginning point? How does that start? What is behind it? Let me bring you an example. Just think you happen to get angry because somebody didn't do, or maybe your family member did not do what you need them to do. When that happened, you feel anger. Anger just arising, then as a result of it, you might become a reactor for that anger. What do we do? Your entire body is changing when you are angry. Then you just scream or you scold at somebody. And we are justifying it. Just because that emotion hijack yourself. You think you have a right to be angry. You think you have a right to be jealousy when the jealousy is there. But as a mindful person, you are seeing anger as it is, not something good or no, not something bad. As a mindful person, you will recognize what does anger do to your mind, what does anger do to your body, and what do you want to accomplish with these angry reactions. Once when you have that clarity, having that clarity means you are reflecting your mind, thoughts, and you are reflecting your physical body. And also You are recognizing what is underneath, what's behind it. Maybe it can be the desire. Maybe it can be an expectation. Maybe that's part of your frustration. You might be seeing something which you can categorize into greed, anger, or self-centeredness. Those are the bigger category, but you might see some branches of one of those. Now, seeing the beginning point is what mindfulness is helping us to get to know. Now, this is not something somebody can do by thinking. Reflecting and recognizing is one thing. It is not what you can think. We all can analyze certain life experiences. We can think about it. But when you think, you are seeing something as how you like to see. We forget things, or we just undermine certain things. We sometimes we recognize certain things, we don't recognize certain things. But as a mindful person, you are training to recognize things as it is. This is a skill. According to the Buddha, this is a skill we can cultivate or we can develop. Now, what's the benefit of this skill? Once when you have this skill, you will stop being a reactor. You will stop being a reactor. Simply think, if you happen to be angry, then you think, or even you are saying it, you would say, oh, my spouse made me angry today. My work made me angry today. My kids made me angry today. My friend made me angry today, which means we are thinking they made you angry. What that means? We are simply saying, I am being a puppet. Others can control me. Others can make me angry when they want, or others can make me happy when they want. We can completely remove ourselves from that equation if you can be mindful. Then as a mindful person, you can stop being a puppet, or you can stop being a reactor. And as a mindful person, then you will mindfully become a responser. You will learn how to respond, how to do certain things by knowing what it is. The knowing that beginning point is the result of having mindful practice. So you call it Yoniso Manasikara. Yoniso means the beginning, the birth of the thought. Yoniso Manasikara means the thoughts, the production of your mind or production of the thoughts, chains of thoughts. And I found there are 3 ways of translating that into English. Bhikkhu Bodhi and some other scholarly monks use the word called clear comprehension. And also I have seen Venerable Jnana Ponika happen to use like a bare attention. And also some now Western teachers now using the term called radical attention or radical mindfulness. I more like about that new terms of radical attention, because it's being a radical state of the mind. It's not the ordinary state of the mind as a practice, as part of the practice. So now, as a Buddhist follower or as a Buddhist practitioner, if we can use this mindfulness to help us to recognize who we are, then if we can recognize at a beginning point, what will happen next? By knowing what is behind certain thoughts, by knowing what is behind certain action or certain emotions, we can see if this is something I want to continue or not. Think about this. There are some emotions come based as anger. Now, when you happen to see that mindfully as a practitioner, then you do not want to promote it. You do not want to promote anger if you know that as a base of anger. Then you are not supporting it. When you're not supporting what is happening, then you are simply changing yourself from an angry person to not angry person. And also, as a beginning point, now you are recognizing, oh, this is compassion. If that is compassion, you are promoting it. You don't have to do that intentionally. Just by knowing what's underneath is helping you to improve yourself. Now, that is the path of purification, purifying your mind. Once when you are purifying your mind, it is automatically reflecting with your actions. It is automatically reflecting with your words or verbal action. Now, as that type of person, what is happening with the practice, with the training, we are slowly helping us to change who we are. Not really changing. We are helping us to evolve ourselves. From evolving from unsettled person into a settled person, from unhappy person into a happy person, from a stressful person into unstressful person. You can see in a daily basis, you are slowly upgrading yourself. What is behind it? The mindfulness is the forerunner. Right. Mindfulness is the forerunner. Now, in that way, you are keep seeing yourself. You are helping you to recognize yourself and you are keep seeing yourself. Now, that is how a Buddhist person is helping or using this teaching to improve yourself. Now, let me tell you one more thing regarding this matter. As a Buddhist practitioner, at least all of you are listening to a Dhamma talk once a month, at least. I'm sure you are doing more than that. But at least we are listening to Dhamma talk in every full moon day. Now, when you are listening to the talk, Dhamma talk is not just part of outside of you. It will be part of you. Each Dhamma talk will help you to improve yourself. The great way. Most of the time we can see in Buddhist world, people are listening to Dhamma talks, but they leave after the talk as a person who came to the talk. There's no any developments, no any changes has happened mentally for that person. But if we are doing it correctly, each Dhamma talk should feed us, should help us to improve who we are. Then you should be able to see yourself, reflect yourself, see, oh, this is how these things happening into me. This is how my mind is working, or this is how this quality is going with me. Now, in that way, you should be able to improve yourself after each Dhamma talk. That is happening once when you have established the foundation. So that's the meaning of listening to the Dhamma. Listening to Dhamma means you are not listening to something outside of you. You are using that teaching to reflect yourself. You are listening to your own self. You are listening to yourself while you are listening to the teachings, reflecting you. Now, that is happening when we are able to listen to Dhamma talk with mindfulness, seeing you, helping you to improve yourself. Now, those are the few Dhamma points I wanted to share with you today. Now, as Mr. Lakshman mentioned, we can go for any questions, and so I will try to answer if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Bhante. I think Bhante went through some of the more important things and how personally one would gain as a result of mindfulness. Now, one of the things that I read in Bhante's maybe uh, curriculum and the work that Bhante has done is the transformation. Now, how does that come in a normal person if he is going into maybe listen to Dhamma or mindfulness? This transformation, is it something that will automatically happen, or it's something that would be a process?
So thank you very much, Mr. Lakshman, for asking that question. So actually, transformation is happening automatically as a result what we are doing. Let me tell you one example. Think when you have certain health issue, then doctor prescribe medications. Then what is happening over 5-6 days? Maybe you are taking pills 1 or 2 times a day. As a result of taking the pills 1 or 2 times a day, 6-7 days later, you feel you are not sick anymore. Then you help you to transform from sick person into healthy person. When did that transformation happen? You cannot pinpoint the time, but it has happened slowly as progress happened very slowly. Then one day you realize now you are not sick anymore. The same way, the practice is helping you to have this transformation. You cannot really pinpoint the time, but it has happened due to a cause of all the Dhamma activity. And to bring you another example, Mr. Lakshman, we most of the time we are leading retreats here at the Metta Meditation Center. Our retreats are either 4-day retreats or 7-day retreats. Most of the time we find new meditators, local Americans who come to Americans and Canadian mostly, I find, who come to these retreats. Some of them have not been at the retreat at all in the past, but they have read some Buddhist teachings and some have listened to them Dhamma talks. But over that 4-day period, I notice people has completely changed who they are, and they have seen that they have gained some ability to see themselves. I mostly find people coming again and again because they recognize the result of coming in the past for those retreats. But what I'm seeing is more as a most important quality, even as how Buddha mentioned, the commitment. They have that 4-day commitment. Completely, they are committing for that 4 day. They are completely either committing for 7 days. But I notice, even in our Buddhist countries, we have one-day retreat, we have a full moon day event, our commitment level is not in that level at most of the time. We are saying, oh, I can't do this because of this, my family obligations, that is that issue, this issue. Well, all of us have those issues. None of them are free from any of those issues. But the level of commitment really helping them to change who they are. What is behind that progress is commitment, level of the commitment. Therefore, individually, I would invite you to think, how committed are you to the practice? How committed are you? We individually have to think about that. Then even for today, just think about, are you committed for 1 hour? That's where we can start. Am I committed for this hour? Am I committed for 2 hours? Am I committed for today? Before you start something, as you're starting, check your commitment. As you are progressing, check your commitment. As how you are ending that thing, check your commitment. End it mindfully. If we can do in that way, I'm sure the progress will happen.
Thank you, Bhante. But one thing that whether Bhante can advise, because Bhante was talking about the practice. Now, can Bhante give some advice as to how maybe our Dhamma friends and everyone will be able to practice this mindfulness? Because I think that is really something of great importance.
Definitely, Mr. Lakshman. I would say there are few things we have to think about. Number one, we better to have good posture. You have to develop the posture, and I think some of our Dhamma friends here know the German monk named Panuruddha. His name was Helmut before he became monk. I remember as how we come to practice meditation, and those days he even could not sit down on the floor, on the ground to practice meditation. But what I saw was his determination. Month later, I saw he's sitting at the perfect meditation posture. And sometimes he sit 2 hours and 2.5 hours, something like that, after a month later. What is behind it? It's a determination. But most of the time we find excuses to say, well, I cannot do this, I cannot sit that, I have my backache, I have, Yes, if you have any health issues, there are ways you can sit down. You have to find a trained teacher who can help you to find a better posture for your meditation. Posture is very important. Then number 2 is your commitment. The meditation practice at least has to be more than 30 minutes, each practice, each time. Because our mind, it will take about 20 minutes to settle our mind. As an example, think about a muddy water container. If you place muddy water container somewhere without touching it or without disturbing it, after some time you can see all the mud will settle on the bottom. Take some time. It will not happen in one day. Sorry, it will not happen in a few seconds. It will take some time to get settled. The same way, to our mind, to get settled, our mind, it takes some time. It would take at least about 20 minutes. Simply we are meditating mean we are not doing anything. Once you sit down to practice meditation, maybe observing your breath, then your mind will automatically settle down, but it needs some time. But every time you change your posture, every time you get disturbed, then you are disturbing your mind again. That's why training is very important. Now, once you pass 30 minutes, then you are going to have good settled meditation. And at that point, you will know the benefit of meditation, and you will gain some confidence at that point. Therefore, I would say, committed to yourself, at least try to sit down every day, more than 30 minutes, then you are slowly progressing yourself into meditation practice. And also find a good trained teacher. And of course, in our Theravada communities, we find a lot of teachers, a lot of good teachers are there, and who can train you and who can help you to find meditation practice. But practice is important.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhante. Dr. Sumana, are you there?
Yes, yes.
I'm sure, Bhante, I'm sure you must be knowing Dr. Sumana Ratnayakar. He was there recently in the States also. Dr. Sumana, you have any comments or maybe questions for
Thank
Bhante?
you. Thank you, Professor Otola. Actually, I have to say sorry that I came late. I could not listen to Bhante completely. I mean, in such a situation, I shouldn't take that much time to put questions to Bhante without having listened to Bhante completely. But I'm very encouraged to hear a venerable talking on Sati and Sampajañña, I mean, based on that particular topic. And to the extent I listened to Bhante, I noticed that Bhante developed the discussion into a practical level, which is encouraging and useful, of course. And I'm very grateful that Professor Vatavala has invited Bhante and selected a subject called Sati and Sampajañña. Just to add a point, would you like Bhante to add another, I mean, just a few points, few ideas about if you add even, effort, the component Atapi Sampajano Satima, as we notice that triple Dhamma, points together. Can you just elaborate a little bit on combining right effort into the Sati and Sampajañña components? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the question and also the suggestion. Yes, even as a Buddhist scholars, most of you, when you read Buddha's teachings related to regarding meditation, Buddha always start by saying, Atapi Sampajano Satima Vinaya Loke. Those four needed qualities. Atapi means there is strong commitment. And Sampajana means by knowing what it is. Satima, mindfulness, being mindful, and Vinayaloke, being aware of your surrounding and also having a suitable commitment with the training. So those four things are needed to establish good meditation practice. Without that, now think about this as how we are starting our Dhamma talk today. You establish yourself by observing 5 precepts, by recognizing or by observing 3 refuge. Now that's where you are recognizing who you are. You are not just a normal person. You are somebody who has established yourself in triple gem, and also you are somebody who has values as 5 precepts. Those are values you have. Now reminding who you are, then you are starting to listen to Dhamma, establishing yourself, then listening to the Dhamma. You are not just somebody or anybody. You are a very special person. You are reminding that yourself. I am this type of person. Then you are committing yourself for 1 hour. Now, committing yourself 1 hour means not just physically you are committing. I'm seeing these days one of the biggest mistake of most of us. You sit down for the practice, but you check your phone, text messages, or sending this and that. What that means, you are not fully committed. Your commitment is not just physical commitment; it has to be commitment of your mind. Once when you are committed, then as you said, Doctor, you have to have determination. Not giving up. There are so many things you can, reasons will come when you want to give up certain things. That's why the commitment is helping you to not to give up your practice. When you sit down to practice meditation, pain is arising and passing away. Pain is not a permanent thing. Thoughts are arising and passing away. Thoughts are not really permanent thing. Therefore, you have to have that commitment to not to give up. As a result of it, you can see the progress is happening. The progress is happening as a result of it. So yes, determination is one of the important quality we should have, and we should keep remind ourselves.
Thank you, Bhante. Dr. Bandula, if you have a quick question before we take the Q&A session, do you have anything that you would like to mention?
Go ahead with the Q&A sessions if there's more time.
Yeah. Okay.
I would definitely.
Thanks, Bandula. Then, Bhante, we'll go to Q&A. There is a comment made by Anuja Vijayasekara. Wonderful talk, Bhante. Much merit to you. Then a question from Cyril De Silva. Bhante, how will the breathing support to maintain Sati and thereafter purify the mind? Because at that time, breathing is known.
Okay. So thank you very much for that question. And it is a very good question. But if you happen to practice breathing meditation long time, you would not ask this question. But I know this is beneficial for you and who asked the question, and also for everybody else. Breathing is a technique. Now we are using breath as a technique to keep our mind, keep our attention on one particular thing, what is happening at the very moment, without you do anything else extra. As an example, to do breathing meditation, you do not have to go anywhere else. And also, you are not controlling your breath. Your breath is there all the time. And also, you cannot find same breath twice. Breath always changing. Can you inhale your future breath? Can you inhale your last breath? No. And when you look at your breath in each given moment, actually breath is the idea. You only have the experience of either in-breath or out-breath. Even though in the in-breath, you are seeing the beginning of in-breath, progressing of the breath, end of the in-breath, then any given moment you don't have a breath. You have a moment of the feeling. Then you are slowly going into that moment of the feeling. Now, the moment of that feeling is keep changing, arising and passing away. So for good meditator, even though you start with the breath, you will not see the breath at the end. Now, as a result of calming your mind down, you will not feel the breath. You will not feel the breath. If you are a good meditator, after 10-15 minutes, then you will not feel the breath. Then you will have calm, quiet mind. Now, to achieve that state of mind, you start from your breath. So therefore, I would invite you to start your practice. You can go beyond your breath. But starting with the breath, it would be one of the easy and most beneficial meditation practice. Remember, even the Buddha, very last day before he become the Buddha, he started with breathing meditation. Breathing meditation has helped him to go all of those states of the mind, and finally he attained to the state of awakening or the Buddhahood. That process start with the breathing meditation. Hope I answered the question.
Thank you, Bhante. There is a question from anonymous attendee. How can we avoid justifying the origin of our emotions in our favor?
Yeah, thank you for the question. But if you have a good practice of mindfulness, then you will not see that emotion as your emotion. You will see how emotions are arising and passing away. Even you will not call that as your emotion at that point as a meditator in that state. But if you are not in that state, you will claim the emotion. But as a meditator, when emotion arises, you will see as how emotion arises. When you are not supporting it, it will not exist or maintain by itself. And at that point, you will not claim that as yours. Think about this. Emotions are not really yours. If emotions are yours, that emotions will exist with you all the time. Those are arising and passing away. Just like a visitors. It's not you. That's why when emotions are there, you become emotion. Emotion hijack your mind, yourself. You do something, then emotions pass away. If you can be mindful when emotions are rising, then you will not become the puppet or you will not become a reactor for that emotion, because you can be mindful while emotions are there. I'm
Thank you,
sure. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante. The anonymous attendee, Sadhu Sadhu, very practical and very useful and pragmatic. Then a question also from anonymous attendee. During meditation, when does Sati change to Sati Sampajañña?
That's very good question, but I would say you don't have to find that out. You don't have to draw a line, because it is just like you have front door and also you have back door at the home. When is the line begin? Because it's a part of the house. The same way, Sati and Sati Sampajañña also the part of the same process. It's only that's only two ends in that process. Therefore, we don't have to draw the line. You don't have to, and also don't seek it. Just simply go back to your basic practice. Then you will have Sati Sampajañña as a result of it.
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is from Mr. Shanta Senarat. Honorable Bhante, it was an excellent Dhamma talk explained in very simple language. Can we use meditation as a sleeping therapy when you are lying in the bed?
You can. And also remember, practicing metta meditation, the first benefit is you can sleep well. That's a number one benefit, first benefit. Sukhan supati, can sleep well. So therefore, even if you practice any meditation practice, and of course you can sleep very well and you can sleep quickly too.
Or does it mean that you fall asleep?
Definitely.
Is it good or bad?
When you want to sleep, yes, then you can sleep. But as a meditator, if you happen to fall into sleep while you are meditating, that is one of the hindrances. Then you have to train yourself to keep yourself awake
Hmm.
while you are meditating. That is something else. But if you want to use meditation as a sleep therapy, you're lying on the bed, then you observe your breath or you observe your body, then you can easily go into your sleep. That's another technique. Even a yoga tradition used a very long time to go into sleep mindfully, and you can do that too. But I would say you don't have to do anything extra. Practice your regular meditation practice as a meditator. You will be able to go to sleep very quickly.
Thank you, Bhante. The next question from Anuja Vijayasekara. During meditation, when severe pain arises, what should one do?
If you did not have that pain before meditation, and if that's a severe pain, if that severe pain is not related to your any health issues, don't pay attention to that severe pain. As how pain arises, it will pass away, because our mind create fake pain to take your attention away from meditation. You call it arammana in Pali language. The fake pain created by our mind. If you pay attention once, then your mind will create the situation again and again, back and forth. So therefore, if it is not related to your physical matters or anything, something apart on your body, don't pay attention to that severe pain. Then let it go.
Thank you, Bhante. There is a message from Sudanta Bekun. Thank you, Bhante, for an excellent and very practical Dhamma talk. Then there is a question. An anonymous attendee. Thank you, Bhante, for the very inspiring talk. In our practice, the balancing of Indriyas, Shraddha, Virya, Samadhi, and Prajna is done with Sati. I don't know whether in our practice, the balancing of Indriyas, Shraddha, Virya, Samadhi, and Prajna is done with Sati.
Mhm.
That's right, is it?
Shraddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya.
Is it asking whether balancing is done with Sati?
Okay. So,
So there's nothing you can do actually to balance anything.
yeah.
It will happen now. Now, this word balancing is really political term. We don't have to go there at all. So therefore, no need to concern about those Shraddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Prajna while you are meditating. But Shraddha will automatically develop that as a Indriya. Now, when you talk about those Indriyas are the faculties, your mind. It will cultivate automatically with meditation practice, as well as your Buddhist practice, your generosity practice and your metta practice, and with those practices, those Indriyas will be developed. But you don't have to focus separate.
There is another question, anonymous attendee. Thank you, Bhante. There is a persistent pain that I am dealing with whenever I try to meditate. My mind always goes to the pain. Is there anything I can do about it?
Well, yes, you can change your technique. As example, I would say some people use walking meditation. Walking meditation is one of the good practice. And then you can mix with the walking practice with sitting practice. Going for a retreat can be a good solution to overcome this matter. Now this is about training your mind. You need to find way to train your mind to get out of it.
Are there retreats recommended for one to maybe train their mind and get into meditation practices?
Well, so because I don't know where this attendee is, I'm sure we can find places all over the world with a good, but look for good teacher and who's really teaching based on the practice. Then talk to the teacher. Teacher would understand how to help you out to overcome this issue.
There's a question from Kolita Silheva. Are not emotions an integral part essential for one's survival against adverse situations in the external world? In which case, can we just ignore it even after mindfulness enables you to recognize the emotions as well as its cause?
That's how people think. We think because we think without anger you cannot survive. I hear every day some people say, "Oh, Bhante, without my anger, I don't think I can survive at my home," because we get addicted to our emotions. Then we justify it. But once when you have mindfulness, you can see how much you get. We let those addictions to mislead us, misguide us.
Thank you, man. Lalit, are you there? Lalit Gunasinghe. I know it's a little late there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lakshman,
Yeah.
I'm over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lalit, no, maybe but you'd like to say anything and also maybe to thank and pay merit to Bhante?
Yes, when it's over, right at the end, I will do.
Yeah, you can say, and after that, Bhante will give the maybe
Okay.
pay merit.
Yeah. Thank you, Bhante. We really value the practical essence of what you have shared with us, and we give the wholehearted gratitude and appreciation for all the help that you have given us with our own practices. So may you have strength and good health to carry on this work, and we bless you for the future. Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you very much for everybody. Thank you everybody who's here and who has organized this wonderful meritorious event, and also these participants. I'm sure all of those participants are encouraging Mr. Lakshman and other organizing team to keep continuing this. This is a very, very good meritorious act. Supporting Dhamma to exist and also supporting Dhamma to grow. Think about this. If we are not practicing this will die. Practicing means we are helping it to alive. So which means then you all are part of it. So I'm really grateful of all of you who's here. I'm really grateful of Mr. Lakshman and also Mr. Seneka, and who's inviting me to be up here today. I'm personally really happy to share Dhamma with our Buddhist community. Thank you very much for inviting me. I think it is time to us to share merits with all the deities and devas and departed family members. First of all, let us share the merits with our departed family members and also all the departed members in this group. And I know this group is existing very long time, and therefore let us share merits with all these departed family members and Dhamma friends. Let us say these gathas, recite these gathas. Idamme nyati nang hotu sukita huntayo. Idamme nyati nang hotu sukita huntayo. Idamme nyati hotu sukita huntayo. Let us share merits with all the devas and deities. And Akasattha cha Bhummatta Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Desanang. Akasattha cha Bhummatta Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Desanang. Akasattha cha Bhummatta Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Tvang Sadati. May all of you be able to reflect yourself. May all of you be able to find peace in you. May all of you be able to attain finally bliss of Nibbana. Say sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bhante. We are very thankful and pay merit to Bhante for conducting this Dhamma program. And I'm very happy that Senaka, our committee member, has also been able to contact Bhante and invited to attend this. And I definitely it has helped all our Dhamma friends, especially in the practice of meditation and mindfulness, and of course the Sampajañña, which was mentioned. And I'm sure that all of them would not only greatly benefit, but they will also practice it and will be using it. So we are very thankful, and we on this occasion we pay merit to Bhante, and also that all programs and other activities that Bhante is carrying out as a guiding meditation teacher, and also in the organization of the Triple Gem of the North Mankota, Minnesota, that all these activities will be successful and will be able to spread the Dhamma, and will bring the people to learn and practice meditation, which will greatly benefit them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
All the blessings be with you. Thank you.